It's our daily dose of weather fun here in the Mahoning and Shenango Valleys. Welcome, everyone. I'm Eric Wilhelm. It's Weather for Weather Geeks, the long-running, super crazy, detailed weather video. We've been doing this now for over 5 years, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback over the years on this video. There's certainly more weather enthusiasts out there than I ever thought there would be, so I really appreciate everyone checking out this video on a daily basis. I know not everyone watches every day. Some people just watch when the weather's really active, and that's fine too. If your business depends on the weather, if your company really needs a detailed forecast, whether it's landscaping or roofing or something like that, you're going to get more detail in a video like this than you can in watching any weathercast on TV and by looking at a weather app as well. So let's get right to the details this evening. When I recorded this video a little after 7 p.m., these were the 24-hour rainfall tallies at some select rain gauges across the region. The rain's been pretty steady for the last several hours, so we're up to about a third of an inch now in downtown Youngstown. Pretty close to that in Boardman and Latonia, Guilford, Lisbon area, over towards New Waterford. So generally about a third of an inch worth of rain over the last 24 hours, and we'll keep adding to that this evening. This is what the radar looked like at 7:10 p.m. Some light to moderate rain throughout our entire television viewing area, and yeah, pretty good wall of water here. I mean, this is steady rain for as far as the eye can see. Let's up a little bit south of Columbus, but bottom line for you, it's just going to rain for the next several hours tonight and into the overnight as well. It's rained too much in southern Ohio, where a lot of places are under a flood watch, and we have a big cluster of counties under a flood warning near the Ohio River in southern Ohio. Temperatures, the other big story this evening. It got up to 60 today, but look at the Youngstown Warren Airport temperature over the last couple of hours. We went from 60 to 44 in 2 hours, and that cold air continues to sink to the south and east. When we take a zoomed-in view of our local area, here in downtown Youngstown, we're still hanging on to 60, but only for another few minutes. I mean, literally within a handful of minutes, it's going to start dropping pretty dramatically here, down to 44 now in Newton Falls. So, yeah, the cold air is coming. And in fact, it'll be cold enough late tonight that you're going to see on our high-res futurecast as we go towards tomorrow morning, rain replaced by some wet snow. Now, this will be non-impactful, what I call conversational snow. It won't have any impact really on your morning commute, aside from some reduction in visibility. But this is going to be pretty light, wet snow. It's not going to stick to anything except maybe your windshield might get a little coating, but that should be about it. Just more of a conversational thing. Hey, it's snowing and it's late March, and it was just 60 degrees, 14 or 15 hours earlier. Big picture for your Friday, only 40 tomorrow. Ugh, about 20 degrees colder than today. Average high on the 30th of March is 52. The record high tomorrow, 82 degrees. 12 hours and 37 minutes worth of daylight. Will we see some sun tomorrow? I think the answer to that is yes, but it might be at the last minute. It might take quite a while for the clouds to clear out. And so by 5, 6 o'clock, an hour or two before sunset, we'll probably see some clearing. It should make for a nice sunset tomorrow evening and a fairly clear sky tomorrow night into Saturday morning. But by lunchtime Saturday, I think the clouds are going to roll back in. Also a gusty breeze on Saturday. This is a pretty fast-moving, potent little system that's going to spark up a few showers. Not as much rain as today. Scattered showers late in the afternoon into the evening on Saturday. The model wants to spit out a couple of flurries Sunday morning for Easter. Not sure if I buy that. We have a dry forecast. Actually, a fair amount of sunshine for Sunday, but it's going to be very ineffective sunshine. Our forecast for Easter is about the same as yesterday. We've kept the forecast high of 40. That's the high. A lot of people head to sunrise services Sunday morning. Even if you're heading to a late morning service, bundle up. I mean, it'll be no higher than the upper 20s and lower 30s for the first few hours of daylight Sunday morning. So 40 is a cold one. It is not cold enough to make it onto this list of the top 10 coldest Easters on record as far as daytime highs go. This will be the coldest one since 2008 when it was 36. We had back-to-back cold Easters last decade. 2007, 31. 2008, 36. Easter can fall in such a variety of dates that when we look back at historical records, there's a wide variety of types of weather on Easter. It can be as warm as the 80s or as cold as the 20s on Easter Sunday. Again, it can occur as early as like the 23rd of March and as late as like the 20th of April. So you get a wide variety. All right, I wish I had better news here. I've been honking this horn for a while now. It's just, there's not much of a sign of any sort of pattern change as we go into the first week or so of April. Each of the next 10 days, almost every one of the next 10 days, I should say, will be colder than average. A couple of exceptions. Saturday will probably get into the lower 50s, and we might even sneak into the middle and upper 50s on Tuesday. Probably rain Tuesday, so we won't be able to enjoy much of it. But those are the only 2 days out of the next 10 that hold much hope for any sort of seasonable weather. Pirates home opener is coming up on Monday, a cool day, probably a dry day down at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, but bundle up. I mean, temperatures no higher than the lower and mid-40s. Indians home opener next Friday up in Cleveland. Low confidence on precipitation, but high confidence that it is going to be chilly up in Cleveland. Probably even cooler than here. We're looking at a first pitch temperature maybe in the 30s next Friday up in Cleveland. All right, talked about the next 10 days. Let's look a little bit deeper into the longer range. This is the latest climate forecast system modeling broken down by 5-day chunks. Here's days 5 to 10. Ugh. I mean, that is a cold weather map. East of the Rockies. West of the Rockies, hey, it's great. It'll be nice and warm in California and Arizona and Nevada, but east of the Rockies, that's a cold-looking map. And it stays that way through, this is the 5th through the 10th of April. And then beyond that, I mean, we're talking now into the 3rd week of April here. This is the 13th through the 18th. Here's the 15th through the 20th. The map doesn't change much. So, we're just not going to see this pattern snap into all of a sudden it's in the 70s and we string together a few beautiful days in a row. This is not great weather for spring baseball, softball, golf leagues starting up in April. There's going to be a lot of shivering golfers here in the 2nd and 3rd weeks of April. Now, it's not like it's going to be in the 20s. This is in the middle of winter. This is early spring. So these blues and greens on this map, that doesn't mean it's going to be snowing and in the 20s all the time, but it does mean that we're going to have a hard time seeing average temperatures, and averages in mid-April are in the middle and upper 50s. Beyond that, our forecast and any modeling goes down once we talk about a month out, but this latest run of this modeling shows the persistent pattern all the way through the end of April. Now, whether that's right or not, I'm not sure, but high confidence in the first half of April being a continuation of what we've seen for a lot of March. Sorry, folks, I wish I had better news. I'm itching for the pattern to change, too. I'm kind of bored with this pattern. My golf clubs are, kind of looking at me like, hey, let's go out. And just not seeing the kind of weather that is all that enticing for outdoor activities anytime real soon. Thanks for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. I hope you have a great Thursday night. I'll have an update tonight on 21 News at 11 on the radar and the rain totals and the snow chances tomorrow morning. And don't forget to check out the forecast anytime on the Storm Tracker 21 app.